The world of the portal right now is just absolutely nuts. And I think there's like a 1 in 3 chance of a player being in the portal right now, which is just outrageous to think about because this is not an idea that anybody would have thought about a decade ago. And it started off with 4,000 players in the portal, and I think like 1,000 guys have already committed to new schools. You're already seeing that trend. You know, it's kind of obvious. When a coach gets hired somewhere, the idea behind hiring them is like, well, who can they bring with them to help make this program better? So Penn State hires Matt Campbell. So what's Matt Campbell going to do? Matt Campbell's going to bring in Iowa State people. It's just what happens. Kyle Whittingham is going to do the same thing in Michigan. They're going to bring in a bunch of Utah guys. That's fine and dandy, but you know, like you're already seeing, I think 5 off the top of my head, 5 Iowa State players have now committed to Penn State. Rocco Becht being the most notable one. You know, I think he's going to add a lot of stability there at Penn State. I'm not sure how much of a passing upgrade it is over Ethan Grunkemeyer, but he's a better overall athlete for sure. He's going to know that system day one. But you look at guys like Indiana. Indiana's, you know, they already got Nick Marsh, one of the best wide receivers in the portal. He never really hit his potential at Michigan State. I don't see why he wouldn't do that at Indiana. But they also got Josh Hoover from Texas for TCU, excuse me. So he's the projected starter, 56 touchdown passes over his last 2 years. So Indiana's hitting the portal hard. Penn State's hitting the portal hard. And, you know, this is a lot of people don't like how this is structured. And, you know, I don't like it either. There needs to be more policing, if you will, of, you know, how these things are done. College football is the best sport in the world, in my opinion. It's just what I love. It's what we all love. But there's a ton of reform that needs to happen to make it at least somewhat reminiscent of the sport that we fell in love with. A big part of that, you know, you see these coaches, these coaches will leave every single year, right? They can leave however often as they want, go take whatever job they want. And for a long time, the players just had to kind of deal with it. But now the players are saying, well, coaches can do it, so why can't we? So now you're seeing guys in the portal like every single year. The loyalty has gone to these programs. I would love it if there was some regulation that said you had to be at your first initial school for at least 2 years before you're eligible to transfer. That would be nice. It's a cluster. You know, there's really no other way to put it. It's interesting for sure, right? It's, you know, it's a lot of it makes for a lot of content. It makes for a lot of talking points, and so that's great, I guess. Good for reporters. You know, it's a lot to talk about. But it is an unfortunate turn of events compared to what we're accustomed to having. And I wish that there was a little bit more loyalty, but I also get it. I'm not going to sit here and completely demonize these players. These coaches have been screwing over players for a long time. You know, Lane Kiffin, i.e. Lane Kiffin, right? Lane Kiffin is a bit of a snake in the grass, and, you know, because of how college football is structured, now Ole Miss might lose a bunch of coaches as it goes into the semifinal round of the CFP. It's just wrong. There's so much wrong with college football, and I don't like the way that it's structured at the current moment. But what I've said before, and what I'm going to continue to say here with confidence, is that when things are as much of a cluster as this is, that's usually the time when change happens. Change typically, unfortunately, does not happen the easy way. Change typically does not happen in a proactive manner. It happens in a reactive one. So the NCAA, the CFP committee, everybody at the top who makes college football run, their hand is going to be forced into making changes. And I mean, I can't complain. It has to happen. It absolutely has to happen. The portal is just an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. And I'm looking forward to a time soon when there's a lot more structure to it. And, these guys want to get paid. They want to be pros. Go for it. Make your money. Make your money. Go where you feel like you need to go to make the most money, to be developed better, to have the best situation for you. Do all those things. But there needs to be some structure. Maybe even give, the standard in college athletics is you get 4 years of eligibility. Maybe you up it to 5. And then you say you have to stay at your first school for 2 years before you can transfer. And you get up to 2 transfers in your career. And then you just give them an extra year of eligibility automatically. I don't know. It's just an idea. Spitballing stuff, throwing shit against the wall, seeing what sticks. But something has to happen. As well as we've all already talked about, well, what can they do with the postseason? Take conference title games away. Sure, I don't really care. Just make the conference champion whoever has the best record overall combined with the best conference record, and just call them the champion. You can take a game away, but then it just allows you to finish the season a little sooner. Dan Lanning even talked about he would love for the season to end on like January 1st, like altogether, and that way you can go right into the portal like 2 days later. And then that way also coaches who want to go to their next opportunity, in his words, can do that without impeding on other programs who are still competing in the middle of a season. So we got some big names to talk about. Again, Nick Marsh and Josh Hoover to Indiana are huge. Rocco Becht to Penn State will add stability for them and give Matt Campbell a guy to help lead his team in his first year. Lincoln Kienholz from Ohio State going to Louisville. It's interesting. He's going to be coached up under Jeff Brom. And it's not official yet either, but I'm going to be shocked if Byron Brown doesn't go to Auburn. These guys are going to follow their coaches. That's the name of the game. These guys don't commit to colleges anymore. They commit to coaches. So Penn State's going to turn into the Cyclones for a year. Michigan's going to turn into the Utes for a year. The Oklahoma State's going to turn to North Texas for a while. That's another one. That's I apologize. I'm blanking on the kid's name. The quarterback from North Texas, Mestemaker. Mestemaker and Wyatt Young are both going to Oklahoma State. Both those dudes, G5 or not, they're better than anything Oklahoma State had. They're one of the worst teams in the FBS this season. So, just so much going on. It's hard to keep track of, honestly. So, I'm making this video before work. While I'm at work, there's probably still going to be more breaking news. When I get home from work, there's going to be more breaking news on the portal. This guy's going here, that guy's going there. This guy decided to enter today. This guy pulled his name out. It's back and forth. It's just an absolute cluster. So I don't like the way it's structured. I think that needs to be more clean. But it definitely makes for a good talking point. I'll give him that.